The Agriculture Minister warns it may be years before Australia reaches a trade deal with the European Union after talks broke down. Live to Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, what happened?
Well, Danica, both sides say the other wasn't willing to compromise enough in order to secure this long-awaited EU-Australia free trade agreement. Australia, though, sticking firm, arguing that a bad deal is worse than no deal for us. We want to get better agricultural access for our farmers into the lucrative European market, and this is proving an incredibly big sticking point. So what are the things that Australia wants better access for? It comes down to a few crucial meat products, that is beef and sheep, also dairy, but also getting more sugar in. The EU is pretty firm on imposing strict quotas, and it's believed that Australia just has not been able to get a high enough quota. They don't want one at all, but ultimately haven't been able to reach an agreement there. The Australian side believes we should get a better deal than other nations have because we have something the Europeans want, and that is critical minerals and rare earths. That the Europeans need that if they're going to be able to continue with their renewables boom. So the Australian government believes it can sweeten the deal if Europe wants to come to the table. But so far, an impasse. The Trade Minister, Don Farrell, not able to have these talks with the Europeans on the sidelines of the G7 meeting that was held in Japan. This is our Agriculture Minister, Murray Watt, and bipartisan support we've seen from the opposition today to tear up the deal.
And they've come back now with essentially the same offer with a couple of tweaks there. We've been utterly consistent throughout this process that we would only enter a free trade agreement with the EU if it was in Australia's national interest, and in particular if it offered new commercially meaningful access to the European market for Australian agriculture, and that hasn't happened.
We had something to offer them. They didn't step up, and again, I support the government for not doing a deal. This would have been a bad deal for our agricultural sector. This is not a good deal for Australia.
The EU free trade talks have been stop, start since they began in 2018, but there's no sign we are on the verge of a breakthrough now. And the reason why is our election cycles. Europe heading to the polls early next year, and then we're going to see eventually Australia head to the polls too. Murray Watt saying that, Danica, means he doesn't think we're going to be in a real meaningful place to strike a deal now until well after that election here, which is not due until 2025.
Yeah, it appears that way, and we'll have more analysis on this later on this hour. Trudy, thank you.